Hey, it's been a while. Yeah, I know. Did you miss me? Good. I missed you too. So, let's get started. Wow. Let's play some video games. Avatar: The Last Airbender, or Legend of Aang if you're from Europe, but I don't really care. This show came out in 2005 on our favorite little channel, Nickelodeon, and it was a massive hit, causing the whole world to freaking explode. It got such a big following that it got a sequel series, comics based on whatever happened after the show, and as well as, you guessed it, video games. And this one was actually a launch title for the Wii, developed by THQ Australia. In most cases, people would rather watch a review of the actual show and not some stupid-ass video game. Well, too bad for you, because we're gonna talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender for the Nintendo Wii. Joy. Now, if you haven't seen the actual show, I don't know why you haven't yet, what the hell is wrong with you, you can rest assured that there will be no spoilers in this video. Why? Because trust me, this game doesn't follow the show at all. So sit back, relax, scratch your crotch, and let us dive in. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then everything went to shit and the Fire Nation decided to be bad guys. You start off at the Northern Water Tribe, and the first thing you'll notice is that they got the same voice actors reprising their roles for this game. It'd be kinda weird if they were replaced. You start off with this bird-side, Diablo-like perspective, running around and beating the crap out of some wolves. Because, you know, Aang used to do that. And as you can see, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. That big question mark above my head is a big indicator that I'm indeed stupid. I like Borger. So you're running around the town, talking to people, and some of them's got quests for you to do. Awesome. This is a game where you have to complete a bunch of quests. You know what that means? Lots of running around. I did find out what the question mark is for. It means that there's a secret nearby, and once you find it, you press the C button on your nunchuck, and you get pulled into this drawing minigame where you have to draw these symbols, signs, letters, I don't know, okay, I'm sure someone will yell at me in the comments for it. So as you would expect from a game of this sort, there will of course be a lot of running around, beating up enemies that stand in your way, and just head for the objective. Wherever this green arrow is telling you to go. This Aang is very special. So beat up a bunch of wolves, complete the objective, and run back to whoever you need to talk to. Soon after, the Fire Nation is attacking the place and you have to fight them off to get to Sokka. Once you do that, he joins your party, and you can play as him too. Zuko does show up, but instead of focusing on the Avatar, he's completely fine with just capturing Katara and then they just leave. Okay? As you chase after them, you enter a boss area. Will I fight Zuko already? Huh? So, I'm fighting this thing now. All is fine and well. This game's got different chapters, aka different levels. There are 7 in total, but in each and every one, you basically do the same thing over and over again. Run around, talk to the important people, beat up a bunch of enemies, and complete the objectives to progress in the story. Now, there are side quests that you can do as well, but if you know me, I'd rather not do them. I just want to finish the game. So, one thing about the gameplay is that it's pretty damn repetitive. More often than not, you just tap the A button over and over again until the enemies die. Now, there are special moves that you can perform by holding the B button and flinging your Wiimote in either direction, because, you know, they wanted you to swing your Wiimote as much as possible back then. The moves either stuns enemies or deals extra damage, but they're kind of useless most of the time, if not all the time. Probably the most useful special move you get is after you get Katara in your party, because she can heal herself and her party members, which helps a lot during weird and annoying boss fights. So if I splash myself with water, will I be healed? You already know what I'm gonna do, right? Speaking of boss fights, this game's bosses are completely original and don't appear in the show whatsoever. You saw that weird robot thing earlier, but we've got a jailer, some weird bear that appears to be some random dude, another random dude from Umashu, a big-ass tank, another big-ass tank, and yet another big-ass tank. Yeah, the whole tank thing I'll explain later. By the third chapter, you get Haru in your party. What? Who the hell is Haru? Oh. He's the earthbender from that one episode where the people in his village weren't allowed to earthbend because they'd get sent to some jail or, well, anyway, he's in your party now. Remember how I said that this game was repetitive? Well, I can't stress enough how repetitive it is. Running through paths, beating up a bunch of enemies by destroying the A button and just finish this crap before you reach the boss of the chapter. One weird thing about this game is that it sometimes has stealth portions. You just press the one button and you apparently turn invisible, so you can walk past any enemies that you need, or rather want to stay away from. The cutscenes are, well, while they don't really look all that good, the attention to detail in the lip syncing is at least a little bit impressive. It still looks kind of ugly though. The one thing that I find annoying about this game is that if you were to lose a boss fight, for example, you're forced to watch the entire cutscene without being able to skip them. And these cutscenes take like 2, maybe 3 minutes. I guess that's your punishment for dying. If you want to be more powerful, you'll have to equip certain items that boost your stats, and you can craft shit to make even better items. But guess what? I didn't bother to do that. Takes too long, man. Sometimes you have to draw these symbols that I talked about earlier a good couple of times in order to progress, like creating a path, completing an objective, or just find random stuff like a big-ass chest. I'm a master. Okay, so sometimes the game will stop telling you exactly where to go as that little green arrow suddenly disappears, and you're stuck wondering, where the fuck do I go? There were times where I had to look up a walkthrough to know what the hell I was supposed to do, and let me tell you, I struggled a bit with that even. As I played, I just wanted to be done with the game, seeing as I barely did any side quests or bothered to find stuff to craft more powerful equipment. You can find the items you need by running around and smashing crates and pots or whatever, or you can even buy items as well. I didn't do that either. Anyway, you can even go into Momo mode and run around as Momo, but this shit gave me such a headache. It looks like Frodo just put on the ring and everything turns all smudgy. But this time it's green. Now, remember the tank bosses I was talking about before? Well, that's because the main villain of the story is this chick who's been building machines for the Fire Nation, and you have to stop her by destroying her tanks. Yeah, even if Zuko shows up in the game, he really doesn't make an appearance outside of cutscenes. So you really don't have to fight him. Look at him go. Whee! Some of these boss fights are complete bullshit. The area of effects are way too big, and if you get hit by certain attacks, you just lay there for a good few seconds, and you can't even avoid the next attack. Sometimes the regular enemies themselves are complete bullshit as well. If they surround you, you just get pummeled by them one by one, and you can barely find a way to get out of that mess. Look at these fucking things! What are they? Oh, they're actually from the show. Screw them anyway. So I managed to get to the final boss, and it's another tank, as per usual. This one just drags and drags and drags on for a long time. You can only hit it when it's doing a certain move, but in between that move, it does a whole set of other moves that you're forced to just run away from. Or in this case, run around in circles. This game is just waiting. After you beat it once, you have to beat it a second time, but this time you're in the avatar state. And in this state, you get a move that is a stun. And you can exploit the hell out of it. Stun, attack, stun, attack, stun, attack, and repeat until you beat it. There you go. You beat Avatar: The Last Airbender for the Wii. I hope you're happy with yourself. Conclusion? This game is not that good. It's way too repetitive, the quests are boring, and the boss fights are pretty damn annoying. If there's anything good I can say about this game is that it's colorful. The cell shading is kinda nice for being a Wii game. And should you get this game? No. Even if it's not a good game, they still made a sequel. But I'm not gonna talk about that game, nope. I'm gonna talk about something else. Thanks for watching my video after all this wait. I know I've been gone for a long time, but I'm back in business, baby! And hey, if you really want me to keep stuff going, then you can go ahead and check out my Patreon page and receive some pretty dang cool rewards as thanks for pledging and supporting me and my show. I would really appreciate it. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, especially Twitter, as I'll be posting news, updates, and other random shit. Follow me on Twitch if you want to watch me livestream games and such, and we've also got a Discord server that you can join as well. Links are in the description. It's not a DexTheSwede video, unless I splash myself with water. Okay. Mommy, I made a mess.